Hello there. Even by my standards, this is probably going to be a pretty pointless video, but I thought I'd do it anyway. What I'm going to look at here is the different map options you can have in the Q4 E-Tron on the two screens. So, starting with the basics, you can have the navigation set for map and have it displayed in the virtual cockpit to match what's on the main screen, and you can zoom them both in and out independently. So if you click on the options button on the steering wheel, you can get in and change the map orientation for the virtual cockpit, and you can also change the direction of the map. So I can have a north facing map, which is a different orientation from the map on the MMI screen. This does my head in when I'm driving. I can't drive like this, it messes with my head. But it's available as an option. And also you can do it the other way around. You can have the virtual cockpit one set for the direction of travel and the center screen set for a north facing map by just going to settings and map settings. Let me scroll down a bit. Map orientations there. So north facing on there, direction of travel in there. Again, not great for when you're trying to drive if they've got different directions. Go back into settings again. You can also switch to the satellite map, which brings up the photo map, which looks pretty cool. And again, you can have that in two different directions if you really wanted to. I tend to just have the map on one screen at a time though. Let me just put this back. Otherwise it will just annoy me when I drive away from here. There are some map content options, but for this area there's not a lot in it. And you can have the range map switched on. So if I zoom out on the main map now, you'll be able to see there's a blue kind of area marked, and that's my current range. So I've waited till I'm quite low on charge to do this. I've got 55 miles of range left. So the blue line shows you roughly how far I could get on my 55 miles. So there we go, 55 miles of range left. And that's where I can get to. If I did try and navigate beyond that 55 miles, it would come up with charger options for me. So as if it's not bad enough being able to have two different orientations on your map, you can also change the map that's on the MMI screen, not the virtual cockpit, just the center screen. So if I go into home and go on to Apple CarPlay, I've got Google Maps on there just now. So I can have Google Maps in there and the normal mapping or the satellite photo map on the virtual cockpit. And as if that's not confusing enough, you can also click on Apple CarPlay again and go and find Apple's maps, and you can have their maps up. So two different maps on two different screens at the same time. Plus, you can change the orientation for the Apple Maps and Google Maps too. That gives you quite a lot of different mapping combinations you could potentially have. I should also mention that the virtual cockpit map has the same options as the main map on the MMI screen. So you can do automatic zoom in and zoom out for junctions and so on. There is one additional option in the navigation, which is presentation mode. So if you set a destination in here and you've already set a starting destination, I can choose presentation. I can choose presentation mode,
The route is being
and then it'll go from my starting destination, which I set,
and then turn left again. Now turn right.
and show me the route.
Please turn left after 400 yards and then
And it'll show
right.
it pretty much live, which is kind of weird, but okay. Not really sure what the purpose of this is, but it's there. Plus, you can have the same thing running in your virtual cockpit, so it looks like you're driving along,
right.
even though you're parked and you're doing 0 miles an hour and there's a post in front of you. But the sat nav will keep going.
Now turn left and keep left again immediately.
As I said at the start, that was pretty much pointless, but some folk are worried about the size of the centre screen. The fact that you can split stuff on 2 different screens, I think, makes that less of an issue. Yeah, the screen's smaller than you get in a Tesla or an ID4 or an Enyaq, but you do have the virtual cockpit where you can just slide stuff onto there and keep it off the main screen. Right, that's all I've got for you today. Thanks for watching.